we do begin the Protoss versus Protoss gauntlet.
Oh, yeah.
And to start off with, we have a bit of a bigger map.
Yeah, we go from some of the more strange or unorthodox map to some of the larger macro-oriented ones as we start off our second last series of the night.
And we have here, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner as the blue Protoss, it is the Dutch player playing for the Shopify Rebellion. It is Harstem.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Cosmic Sapphire ESL, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player himself representing Good Game Gaming. GGG. It is nice.
Nice.
Nice. And we already see a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, we do see Harstem taking a bit of advantage of this tight choke at the front to set up his initial gateways on the low ground. I do really like this coming out from him. While it isn't a ramp map, it is a very narrow opening at the front there, so he should be able to just use 2 gateways just to cover that off.
Yeah, we have seen this become a little bit more popular. There have been more and more Protoss players taking advantage of Cosmic Sapphire. It hasn't become, all the rage by everyone yet. Ooh. And upon seeing this, Nice, he can opt to be a little bit more aggressive here as he opens up 2 gate.
Yeah, it looks like Harstem actually committing to the gate expand. I do know this is something that he's been very interested in for quite a while. He did actually get a little bit of coaching from MaxPax and is always... I remember there was a time on his stream he was always talking about MaxPax and his 1 gate expands and how fascinating it was for him that MaxPax did kind of redefine the meta, being able to do what was considered for a long time a very greedy build pretty much on every map, not just on the ramp maps, and kind of make it his own.
Yeah,
we do see there's a lot of technicalities that go into that.
Definitely, especially because if you can get away with it, then you can be so far ahead as a result of it. We'll see if Nice will allow that to happen, though, as he's opening up here with 2 of these Stalkers. We do already see that. Okay, I was curious to see if he's going to be a little bit active here with his probes, as he does have 2 of them on the map. And behind this, Harstem opening up with the Stargate.
Yeah, and interestingly, we have seen that Harstem already being able to get away with a lot of what he wanted, was able to cancel the Zealot as there was no pylon or Cybercore block on his natural. So he's pretty much got to do exactly what he's wanted so far, and we will be seeing what Nice has to respond with.
Yeah, upon seeing this expansion, Nice hasn't gone for his own quite yet. He throws down a Twilight Council across the map.
Oh, I thought he was going for the gold base. Maybe he still can. That would be such a cool response.
I guess he could, but I think he wants to maybe try and set himself up for a proxy gateway here. Meanwhile, his own natural was delayed by the Adept of Harstem.
Yeah, and Harstem does also scout that there is no natural, so if there is a lot of aggression coming out from Nice, he will have his finger on the pulse of that, but we do see the Nexus is started.
Oh, and this is going to be massive. The Adept does... barely... He knows.
Okay, he's alright. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna find the Adept, shut this down. This proxy pylon and gateway will not get up and running, and Nice expands behind this.
This is when Nice needs to do the Nightmare and hide his probe and then rebuild the pylon.
Unfortunately, there's no probe out here. It is not Nightmare that we are casting. It was canceled, the pylon, in the end. So yeah, as you were saying, Harstem getting away with this. You could argue maybe over investing in the defense, but still well worth it in the end.
Yeah, we can already see a considerable supply lead for Harstem. With 32 probes to the 26 of Nice, he's got quite the lead. Doesn't jump at the fake Oracle either, so good job there from Harstem. And this opening looks like it's gone very well for him so far.
Oh yeah, exactly. He's so far ahead economically. Nice is still only working with 2 gateways. Sure, he's going to have a faster blink. We'll see if he's going to try and do something with that, but yeah, he's still just kind of chilling here, stuck at home, protecting his bases just in case there was an Oracle from Harstem.
Yeah, pretty interesting coming out from Nice that he hasn't really chosen to go for anything super aggressive. I suppose he was denied his proxy out on the map, but he is just behind for the moment. We will see what he has here to compensate. Does go for a fast third. I do like that out of him.
I would like the gold more. But yeah, I appreciate the third base here from Nice. He still has his Zorko as well to try and dip on in and deal some damage. Harstem is playing this so solidly, by the way. Behind this, he was able to get a Robo. He may be behind when it comes to overall tech for his Stalkers, but he makes up for that with his Void Race and with his Immortals.
A very safe, careful play coming out here. There are a few areas where he is slightly behind. His third is a little behind. His Twilight Council upgrades also very behind. The Twilight only just starting up now, whereas we do see Blink already finished and Charge on the way for Nice. So potentially there will be a bit of a timing for Nice with his Charge and with his Blink to try to get some damage.
Yeah, and we'll see if he can take advantage of that. It's going to be on Harstem to try and weather the storm and survive long enough for him to catch on up in that respect, and we'll see if he can do so here. Nice just trying to regain that map control, picking up a couple of spotter pylons, spotter probes here and there. His gateway count is finally going to be getting up and running. Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do see a lot of gateways going down. Meanwhile, the watchtower is cleared out by Harstem, but Nice does get a good look at most of the army that Harstem is working with, so we should have an idea of where he's at in this game. Harstem starting up +1, we still see the upgrades quite delayed from Nice meanwhile.
Yeah, and I imagine that's a very intentional choice here, as even another gateway gets, two more gates get thrown down here for Nice. I imagine he wants to try and hit a timing here with his Blink, with his Charge before +1, and all this tech can really sink in here for Harstem.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking for a very aggressive timing, but we do see the gateways going down for Harstem as well. We do also see the Templar archives, so if he does eventually manage to get into Archons, that will help him a lot with the charge lots of Nice. We do see Nice just taking his time with this so far.
Yeah, pretty interested here that, okay, that's why. I was like, where's the prism? There it is. It's a supply block. Yeah, I was like, without a prism, you can't really do too much here, and this is going to be giving Harstem so much time. Oh.
Yeah, we do have this 86 supply block again, and we do see the Dark Templar Shrine starting up as well, so definitely trying to look to give himself a few routes to victory in this game. I do like that coming out from Nice, but it's going to be difficult for him to get a lot done with this army, especially if he gets 6 Stalkers stasis.
Yeah, exactly. These Stalkers basically forfeit here. He's going to try and save them, though he still has his army waiting outside. Went behind Dark Shrine. He even threw down a Forge as well. He recognizes that he missed his timing. He has to try and catch up.
Yeah, good job by Harstem there. Does use his force fields as well. I believe that's actually nice force fields, but does manage to zone out these Stalkers a little. Takes 1, but only 1 so far.
Only 1 does get picked off. Meanwhile, the Prism is finally out here for Nice. Going to be looking to try and sneak into the main base. Again, any kind of frontal assault is not going to work. Not anymore. Going to try and slip in, not just the main, but also maybe even the third base. Try and pull Harstem apart.
Yeah, setting up a bit of an attack here, but at the same time, Harstem does have the Archon starting up, does have his +2 started up, so Nice is definitely on a timer here. If Harstem can get to that +2, that will be a huge upgrade advantage for him with the +1 only just starting for Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, I see a massive warp in here into the main base. The Void Rays are on the case, so they're going to be able to focus down the Warp Prism. At the same time, the main army of Nice trying to push them forward, trying to break through the Archons and Immortals, but they just can't do it.
Yeah, the Void Rays and the Oracle in the main do manage to get rid of the last of that Zealot, the last of those Zealots. Nice did manage to save a few of those with the recall, but he is on a timer here, and it's going to be quite difficult for him to get a lot done with this army that he has.
Yeah, exactly. He's trying, though, as he blinks forward. He will get a cannon, but he exposes himself a little bit as a result. Only going to take a little bit of shield damage and maybe lose a couple of Zealots. At the same time, Harstem tries to go for a 4th base, but immediately cancelled.
Yeah, really nice timing on this Zealot run by, as the army of Harstem is committed to the top right here, but At the same time, we do see this is a pretty scary army from Harstem.
Yeah.
He is pushing back a lot of the units, does manage to pick up the Zealots and the Sentries, and it's only Stalkers left for Nias. And Harstem has the option here to just push through to the base in the top right, but he's going to continue to chase the Stalkers.
Yeah, the highest quality of armies. We have Archons, Void Rays, and Immortals. This is terrifying alongside Charge Lots. What's important though is that Nice skipped a bunch of tech and went straight into Disruptors. This is an army that isn't very mobile, doesn't have Blink the same way the Blink Stalkers do, so Disruptors would be ideal if he gets them up.
Yeah, these Archons definitely very clunky to move around in a fight. Same with the Immortals, but this is a huge army that he's working with here, and only the Stalkers so far out on the map for Knights. We do see the Zealot run by was cleaned up back at home, and this base will be taken down for Harstem.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, the Stalker's doing whatever he can to try and keep this army in check. This left-hand base will go down for Nice. Meanwhile, a bit of a Zealot run by is trying to be set up, and the Novas go off.
Yeah, really nice splits there from Harstem. Only loses the one Archon, and he's going to dive straight into the main, picks off that Robo straight away. Is going to prevent any more of those Disruptors. Meanwhile, Nice using the advantage of his mobility with all those Stalkers to go for a little bit of a base trade, but it is going to be very difficult for him to clean up this army once he does take what damage he wants to take on the other side of the map.
Yeah, exactly. Harstem, he always has the option to recall if he so wishes. Meanwhile, the natural base is going to go down. He can break into the main as well. Gateways are being depowered. Do have two Disruptors waiting in the main, and their Novas can be pretty impactful, but already Harstem is mustering a defense. We have more shield batteries at the natural, Immortals, Archons. Oh my god, we even brought Popes.
Yeah, and GG is called. Harstem is going to take the win.
GG, well played. Harstem with a great opener to just put himself ahead economically, and he just never let go of that. He was ahead in tech, he was ahead in upgrades, ahead in almost every single way. Nice, had a bit of a window there, maybe a window of opportunity to hit a timing, but yeah, very unlucky supply block.
Yeah, absolutely. Really inconvenient timing for that supply block, but at the same time, Harstem looked completely in control for the duration of that match, just playing the game very straightforward, solid, safe way, and managed to look like he wasn't really in any trouble at any point.
Yeah, really well done there by Harstem, really taking advantage of that map, despite the fact that the natural base doesn't have a ramp to help defend. He's still able to expand quite greedily. It was also a little bit unnice to try and delay that expansion, at least force out a Zealot, throw down a pylon, things of that nature, but I guess he just wasn't really expecting that opener from Harstem on Cosmic Sapphire.
Yeah, definitely looks like Harstem caught him a little bit off guard there, and did manage to foil quite a few of the plans of Nice as well. Catching the proxy out on the map did save him a lot of grief too.
Oh yeah, exactly. So because that Nice, he couldn't be aggressive, and he was just a little bit behind from the get-go. But we'll see if that is the same tale that we are spinning here in our next game as game number 2. Oh, Harstem going up against Asher.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait. Oh god, massive shout out to Ice Scar Papi as he's trying to make sure there's no one crazy sneaking on in. All good. It's okay, you're with me.
They're trying to kill me.
It's all good. Massive shout out to Ice Scar. He is the admin for today's tournament. He's just making sure that everyone who's in the lobby is who they should be.
Yeah, and we do see the game is started up. On data C.
It's too
It's
early.
not old yet. No. It's fine. It's gonna be okay, like. Just go with it. Just go with it, Poppy.
Let's go with it, Sebastian. I can barely remember anything about that movie, mate. I'll be honest.
That's alright, it can just be cursed in your memory now. And meanwhile, spawning up in the top right hand corner of ESL Data C, it is the Dutch Protoss in the blue, playing for Shopify Rebellion. It is Harstem.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Data C, ESL Under the Sea, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player himself representing Good Game Gaming. GGG. It is nice.
And we do see both players going for the low ground this time. We are on a ramp map, so this is the kind of map that is a bit more traditional to go for the one gate expand on, and we have seen that from a lot of Protosses in the PvPs on this map so far.
Oh yeah, this is kind of the openers that the Protoss players have a consensus on, to have this kind of opener on Data C. So nice, going to be a little bit more comfortable here, delaying and denying that nexus of Harstem.
And meanwhile, we do actually see a second gas coming out from Harstem, so looks like he does have something a little bit different in store. While Nice is going for the more traditional one gate expand on this map, Harstem potentially going for something a bit more aggressive, or maybe just picking up his gas a little early.
Yeah, I mean, this could be leading towards maybe going for a faster Stargate instead, and intentionally looking to delay his own Nexus. Is still getting his own Zealot again to make sure that a pylon doesn't get up and running, and you know, there isn't too many shenanigans here, but we'll see what he does do with this extra gas.
Yeah, he is sacrificing just a tiny bit of the mineral mining, but we do see a pretty similar setup across the map as well. We see the Zealot coming out as well for Nice, and we will see if Harstem chooses to commit the pylon to block it, but looks like Nice is just sending his Zealots straight out to look for proxies.
Oh, interesting choice here, as again, maybe a little bit paranoid, maybe scouting the earlier gas geyser of Harstem. Meanwhile, we can see that yes, he did indeed go for a faster Stargate instead. And oh, Nice even going for his own Stalker, delaying his tech, focusing more on wanting to kill and deny scouting of this probe.
Yeah, and Harstem unfortunately not able to get the Cyber Core down, but does manage to finish up this pylon, and there wasn't a lot of damage done on it by the Zealots, so this will delay the Nexus quite a bit for Nice. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Harstem is ready to put down his own Nexus as well.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. We have enough minerals here. Nice throws down his Nexus. Harstem should be throwing down his own as well, as his first Oracle is going to be zooming across the map. Looking at the vision here, Nice did scout all of this, so he should be aware. He should be getting ready. He has the option, if he wants to go for a Phoenix as a response to the Oracle first.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. Getting a good bit of information there. We do see a bit of a skirmish between the Zealots, between the Stalkers. Bit of the Spider-Man meme fight. We do have almost identical armies, but Nice does manage to get a pick off on the Stalker and the Zealot. So quite a nice little skirmish from Nice so far.
Oh my god, oh my god,
he
almost gets the Oracle.
Is cold.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that, Harstem, his opener, gets shut down. He recognizes that he wouldn't have enough to defend, and Nice takes a quick and easy win with one additional Stalker.
Yeah, just too much damage on that Oracle for it to be used for any defensive purpose, and with both Gateway units going down, there's just too much momentum on the side of Nice, and we see a very quick GG to end the game.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see Nice utilize that early Stalker as well, because it was pretty interesting that he delayed his own tech to get it, but we saw that he still was able to make use of it. I don't think he intended the game to end that quickly and for things to go that well for him, but that was great.
Yeah, nice way for Nice to even up the score there, and that gets him straight back into a 1-1 series.
Also, Asher, I have a message for you. The admin says that he is sorry and he should have asked first, and he's
less that's so fun. Oh my goodness.
He's sorry for almost kicking you out, puppy. He's very sorry.
That's what I was gonna die. That's okay. I understand that with a lot of these tournaments, we do see some people do manage to, I know it happens a lot in the weeklies, people manage to find the lobby links, and you just get random people jumping in. They're like, can I watch? No?
Yeah, it gets real awkward sometimes in those weekly lobbies, man. It's
yeah, so I understand Ice Guy has to deal with that a lot, so
yeah.
No harm.
Yeah. Massive shout out to Ice Guy. He's a great guy, great admin, great person. Oh boy, and speaking of great, we have a great series because we are going all the way to the ace match here between our two lovely Protosses.
Yes, and coming in to the 1-1 score, a little bit of an unfortunate game that last one, but I'm sure he won't be too discouraged. Wasn't necessarily completely outplayed, just got a little bit unlucky with the units at the start there. We do have our Dutch Protoss, the blue Protoss, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, representing the Shopify Rebellion. This is Harstem.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tropical Sacrifice ESL, we have the Taiwanese Protoss player representing Good Game Gaming. GGG. It is nice.
And interestingly, we do have another ramp map here. We do actually have quite a few levels of elevation, I did notice, on this map. So we have a second ramp going down to the bottom there. So this does make this quite a nice defensive map. There's a lot of areas that you can set up to protect those ramps. And we will see, at least for the moment, it looks like the same one gate expand setup coming out from both players.
Yeah, exactly, and very similarly to the previous game, Harstem also prioritizing his gas geyser much faster than that of Nice.
Yeah, we do see both players looking to block. I'm sure Harstem, coming out from that last game, will realize that he only has some very small adjustments to make. Does manage to get a bit of damage on this probe, which should help him a little bit with the blocking as well, and a Zealot is started up for both players.
Both players working on their zealots. Both players going to be doing the best they can to try and be as annoying as possible with these probes and delaying that natural base. You already see the first pylon being thrown down.
Yeah, both players trying to be as much of a nuisance as they can and delay this nexus at least as much as the other player chooses to commit to delay it. So there is a little bit of a game here where they do have that kind of chicken with their blocking, just to make sure that one player doesn't get one up on the other.
What came first, the chicken or the egg? That is what we're gonna find out here, as once again, Harstem with the earlier gas is gonna go for the faster Stargate.
Wait, the chicken came first. We've answered it.
There you go.
It's solved, man. There you go. Pack it up, scientists.
Take that, science. We got nothing
Where
on
is your
StarCraft.
science now?
Oh god, this is scouted by the way by Nice, who is fully aware of the opener of Harstem once again, and very similarly, Nice also going for the very fast second Stalker.
Oh, I'm scared, puppy. We do see the exact same setup as the last game, so this is, yeah, something that does happen quite a bit with pro players is if something goes wrong and they do recognize that there is only a very small adjustment to be made, they will go for the exact same thing again. And I think Harstem, he does recognize that he does need to position his units a little bit more defensively, which he's done a great job of doing here. And I think this Stalker, he will be enough time. I will be able to buy enough time for this Stalker to come out and help with the defense.
That should be the case here. The first Zealot already going down for Harstem, but with the Oracle coming back home, takes a little bit of damage, but should be okay.
Yeah, it does manage to pick off the Zealot, does manage to get that second Oracle on the way, and doesn't lose too much damage on that Oracle, but we can see this is definitely something that does seem to be catching Harstem unawares.
Yeah, really
it is
struggling.
quite difficult to deal with, yeah.
Yeah, struggling to deal with this, and because that the Oracle opener, despite having it much faster, by the way, it does nothing across the map, even did nothing defensively at home.
Yeah, but does manage to save that Oracle very importantly, and does manage to shoo off this last Stalker as well. And he does have two Oracles heading across the map, while on the other side, for Nice, he's going into a 3-gate blink. Definitely a very different opening coming out from him, looking for a bit more aggression than that of the more standard macro play of Harstem.
Definitely. And so far he's done a great job of keeping up with these Oracles, already getting a couple of shots off, and he does find that first Oracle.
Yeah, does lose the weakened Oracle, but picks off a Stalker and a Sentry, very importantly for his troubles. That Sentry is extremely important for Nice, and we do also see that that is a hallucinated Phoenix, which gives Harstem a little bit more information as well to the kind of game that Nice might be playing.
Yeah, I'm a little bit concerned though because he didn't get into the main base and he hasn't scouted the gateway count here of Nice. Harstem is getting his own third gate up and running, so he will be able to match the production of Nice. So he's going to have that going for him at least. But for the time being, the Stalker count is well in favor of our Taiwanese Protoss.
Yeah, we do see a Robo started up for Nice as well, and he is looking to soon start his third. So we do have a Hallucination Scout coming in for Harstem. Does manage to get eyes on the natural, and we'll go into the main now and should see exactly what's happening here. Does see that the Twilight as well is not researching, so he will know that either the upgrade's already finished or there is a DT train on the way. So we do see a little bit of extra safety with the battery and the sentry.
Yeah, the battery is here. We have plenty of energy for force fields as well. But with the Robo finishing up, we'll see what the first unit's going to be for Nice. I was going to assume a War Prism, but again, because we didn't have a fourth gate thrown down, we have a third. Oh, Nice, just looking to maintain and have that map control and take advantage of that.
Yeah, good amount of map control coming out from Nice, but we have seen from the previous game that Harstem is quite comfortable going into a bit more of a standard safe macro game. He's happy to take his time and just play for his timings, so I'm sure he won't be too uncomfortable with how things are going so far. Does manage to get his third up on the way now as well.
Yeah, not too far behind that of Nice's. So both going into Blink Stalker play from here. The big difference is that Nice does have a much faster forge, so he's going to go for a much faster +1, potentially even +2 timing here. But the window isn't going to be that massive because Harstem already has his own forge on the way as well.
Yeah, meanwhile, we are seeing a little bit of a supply block once again coming out from Nice. We will have the Nexus clearing that up for him finally, and he does get the Immortal started.
Oh, yeah, so an Immortal first here. That's also going to help when it comes to the overall army here of Nice. He may, actually going to have to be a little bit careful. He actually didn't see this army coming. Thankfully in position.
Yeah, Harstem just using his blink to get a little bit of map control. Did also manage to sneak a probe into the natural just to get a little bit more scouting done. Kind of cheeky move coming out there from the captain. And we do see an observer does have eyes on his army for Nice as well. So we have seen in previous games, Nice has been really good at using his observer, just getting it in some annoying positions and just keeping an eye on the movement of his opponents. We saw in the game against Spirit, his observer usage was very important as well.
Oh yeah, it was pretty decisive actually when it comes to being able to outposition Spirit. Same can be said for Future as well. So Nice already having good eyes on this army, and what's important as well, more gateways being thrown down. The War Prism does finish up here for Nice.
Yeah, Nice sees his move out here. Also does recognize that he is in a better situation economically, so he's quite happy to just camp up on this high ground and sit defensively, potentially look for a force soon, and send that Warp Prism around for a little bit of harass.
Yeah, the War Prism is just hugging the edge of the map, going to be sneaking into that main base, maybe even forcing Harstem to respond and forcing him back home. Meanwhile, Harstem just trying to find a way in the center of the map as well, expanding, taking his own fourth base actually faster than that of Nice.
Yeah, gets that fourth up and started. I do like that he's got all these spotter pylons out on the map as well. That's really nice for Harstem just to see these rotations. And he does catch the Warp Prism at the bottom with one of these new pylons. Looks like that is going to turn back the drop already.
Yeah, Nice respecting the vision here of Harstem. Doesn't want to throw that Warp Prism away. Does want to keep it alive for a later harassment option. And Harstem actually going straight into Disruptors.
Yeah, just recognizing the situation with his slightly faster fourth. With the layout of this map, it's very, very hard to push up this ramp into Disruptors, so he's going to look to be very safe and play a bit more of a passive game so far, especially with Nice out on the map, looking to, clean up a little bit of this map vision, to see if he can pick off anything here and there. But Harstem, quite comfortable just to sit back and defend for now.
Yeah, he's just chilling here. It's relatively easy to get your fourth base up and running on this map just because of all the ramps, but isn't quite in position here, so Nice can get up here towards the high ground if he so wished. There we go with the Warp Prism finally coming into play, reinforcing Stalkers right on the battlefield.
Yeah, and this is a fairly formidable army. He does have 3 full energy sentries, does have the Immortal as well, and does manage to dodge away with the blink. We do see the Zealot kind of just boogie in, dancing over in that stasis trap, and the sentry's doing a really good job just stopping Harstem from defending his own base here.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of an anti-timing +2 is still on the way, but regardless, damage is being done. Charger's having a hard time getting on top of the army of Nice. In a couple of seconds, we are going to have another Nova overcharge going in overtime. And there we go. Nova goes off. It does connect.
Yeah, very nicely done there. Just using the Nova to track the Immortal as well to guarantee some damage, but manages to hit a lot of the Stalkers as well. And this will be a huge cleanup for Harstem. Bit of an overextension, getting kind of greedy to clean up that fourth by Nice, but we do see the War Prism reinforcements are starting to sway the tide of this battle.
Yeah, they are, but it looks like Harstem has a little bit too much, and just like that, +2 finishes as the fight ends for Nice.
Yeah, and we do see the +2 of Harstem still a little way away, so there could still be a timing for Nice if he does manage to rebuild his army, but at the same time, he does have his fourth up and mining. That's quite a considerable lead on the fourth of Harstem.
Yeah, so it may be worth it in the end for Nice. It's kind of hard to say. Like, he's ahead economically, but the disruptor count, Harstem, he kept his disruptor alive from earlier, and now he has 3 on the field. Despite having that kind of economic deficit, he makes up for it greatly in those disruptors.
Yeah, and we're even seeing a second robo coming out from Harstem. This Blinkstalker disruptor style is a style that he is pretty well known for. He's very good with his control with the disruptors, with the Blinkstalkers. And we even see a DT shrine coming up, so looking for another avenue of harassment further down the line.
Oh, exactly. Meanwhile, here we go, the first Nova going off. This time, Nice will be able to fall back and dodge it. Oh, the Immortal looking a little bit exposed, and Harstem does see it.
Yeah, Harstem sees the Immortal, manages to pick that one off only for the cost of 1 Stalker, and also defends back at home. Looks like that cannon was a little bruised, but much rather the cannons and the probes go down. And +2 has finished up for Harstem now.
Exactly, more Novas going off, connecting with those Zealots. Unfortunately, they don't have Link, they aren't able to avoid that, even connecting with some Stalkers.
Yeah, beautiful control here from Harstem, managing to use the disruptors just to force out Blinks, just to pick off Zealots, and he's done a lot of damage to this army of Nice with very little damage on his own.
Yeah, exactly. Nice tried to sneak in with the War Prism earlier, but the cannon and the reinforcements were able to clean all of that up. Dark Shrine is now done here for Harstem if he wants to make use of it. I mean, he's got options. Right now, sticking with Stalker Disruptor is just working so incredibly well for him, and Nice is just stuck with this Gateway army.
Yeah, Harstem just meeting these units out on the ramp, and will use the disruptors just to zone out the rest of this. Doesn't even need them, using an aggressive blink, picks off the observers, and with those observers out of the way, with the disruptors able to zone out these stalkers, making an aggressive move up towards his base in the top side.
Yeah, the fourth base is going to be under threat. We do see a bit of a surround being set up here by Nice. Zealots coming in from the north, but the Novas are going off, and it looks like, oh, it is going to be enough to zone away that army.
Yeah, Zealot's doing quite a bit of damage. One of the disruptors going down, but also a prism being sniped off by Harstem in all of this. And the army for Nice is looking definitely a little bit on the weaker side. Still just on that gateway tech. These disruptors coming in clutch for Harstem, managing to really sway the tide in all these fights.
Yeah, it's one of those things where +3 is now done here for Nice, so he has those upgrades, but he doesn't really have the numbers, he doesn't have any momentum either, and he can't really fully make use of his army just because of those disruptors.
Yeah, and we do see Harstem pumping out 2 disruptors at a time, even starting to build some DTs. Meanwhile, on the side of Nice, we see he does have the DT Blink upgrade starting up, but oh, beautiful Nova coming out there, just shaving off quite a few of those stalkers.
Yeah, exactly. Nice's Blink was on cooldown. It was trying to chase down part of the army of Harstem, hoping that maybe it was catching him unawares, but Harstem was more than ready for him. Meanwhile, we have another Immortal coming into the fray. We'll see if that's going to really help out here as, oh my god, probes are fooling for Nice.
Yeah, we did see a little bit of a missed rally with that Immortal as well. Nice just getting used to the new maps as well, as I'm sure a lot of these players are, but these disruptors do so much damage, and in the blink of an eye, all the army going down for Nice, and Harstem is victorious.
GG, well played. It's something you don't see too often when in a PvP, when one of the players actually sees disruptors and doesn't really respond to them. Like, we've seen players try and go into their own disruptors or go into Phoenixes to try and CC them. Instead, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna try and out control you with just pure gateway army anyway, and it's so difficult to make that work. Yeah,
absolutely, especially if you're not able to set up the multi-prong, set up the extra harassment with the prism around the back, which Harstem has shown that he's very adept with cleaning up. There was just no way in for Nice on such a strong defensive map.
Yeah.
And with that, Harstem takes the 2-1 series.
He does take the series. GG, well played. Harstem moves on to the qualifying match. We have finally made it. The qualifier wasn't as long as we thought it was going to be. You know, it's only been 6 hours, Kappa.
Oh no.
We reached the 6-hour mark and we're here in the qualifying match. We're in the final stretch here of the qualifier, best of 5, and we'll see where this goes in the end. Trigger versus Harstem.